Senior officials from the Pentagon are in Ukraine this morning to discuss efforts on bringing the war with Russia to an end. Meanwhile, the search for survivors in western Ukraine continues after Moscow launched a massive missile and drone attack yesterday, killing at least 26 people, including children. According to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, 22 people are still unaccounted for. For more on this, I'm joined by CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio from our London newsroom. Ramy, good morning. So what more do we know about this U.S. delegation and the efforts to revive peace talks?
Yes, Michael, good morning there. Well, this U.S. delegation is made of top American military commanders straight from the Pentagon, and this includes Army Secretary Dan Driscoll. He is the highest-ranking military official to visit Ukraine in President Trump's second term, and a U.S. official told CBS News that the White House actually deliberately chose to send top brass to force the Kremlin to take notice that it might be more effective to get through to Moscow as it keeps on pounding Ukraine, as it has over even these past few days. And right now on your screen, we've got new footage from those massive Russian strikes we talked about yesterday. Here we can see them those missiles slamming into the western city of Ternopil. Ukraine's interior minister said that at least 19 people were burned alive in these two high-rise apartments. The number of dead, as you mentioned, at 26 could rise even further, with nearly 24 or so still unaccounted for. But Michael, with all this happening, CBS News has also gotten new information about reports of that new peace plan that has been talked about. 28 points drafted by President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, and President Putin's envoy, Kirill Dmitriev, on the right there. They reportedly met in Miami, Florida last month. And this is notable because the State Department even had to waive sanctions that had been put on Dmitriev to allow him to get into the country. But no one from Ukraine was at that table. And understandably, there is unease coming from Kyiv because that plan reportedly calls for a number of maximalist Russian sanctions. For example, to abandon territory that it still controls, to give up some weapons, some which could be long range, and to shrink its army. Again, all these demands that Russia has wanted all along for months. President Zelensky yesterday said that there can be no reward for waging war. So we're seeing this pushback coming from Kyiv. But, you know, looking ahead, a U.S. defense official told CBS News that Army Secretary Driscoll still does plan to meet with Russian officials, but no date is set. And then a Russian official has told CBS News that Russia is open to talk. So a lot of talking about this 28-point peace plan as we move ahead the next couple days. Secretary Driscoll still there, also expected to meet President Zelensky sometime after he comes back from Turkey.
All right, Ramy Inocencio, thank you.